That catch, that is a beauty. With that big swing of the bat, the edge will always carry a little bit further.
Reflexive catch from Jasdeep Singh, getting rid of Romario Shepherd. A bit of redemption from him. He spilled one earlier. Time now for Sachin Ravindra. Steve Smith will be thinking about closing the innings out, picking up the remaining 2 wickets. Here he is, first ball. Lucky to get bat on that one. Trent Bowl premeditating with the reverse sweep.
I think this is a good move from Steve Smith. Sachin Ravindra of all that perfect pace with the ball turning away from both the right-handers.
He's like undercutting it.
There's a look if they win today. They are firmly at the top.
They will qualify for the playoffs with a win tonight. Washington Freedom. Here's that attacking intent from Steve Smith. So sharp tactically. An important aspect of any successful T20 side is that decision-making by the captain as the game unfolds. Always very animated in the field, ringing in the changes with the field placing, the bowling changes. 2 slips now. Finds a gap, risky business. Well, the outcome is 4 more for MI New York.
Risky indeed, Darren. Kenjigi getting a good piece of this. Might have been a split second that potentially second slip could have grabbed this, but with the pace it was going, almost gave him no chance.
At the same time, MI New York will have to do some introspection. Haven't really been able to get their opening pair firing together. That's one significant question they will have to answer.
He's okay.
Of this game, Chris Morris, there have been some changes in that batting order. That will need to be discussed.
I think they missed a trick. I've got a Devot Brevis, who's been so successful up at the top of the order. You almost feel that he needs to open chasing a big total.
They surely will need to ring in a few changes. 12 overs gone, 81 for 8.
Very pensive Kieron Pollard. There will be some worry. He qualified last year, narrowly ended up winning the tournament, but not easy to finish 4th, go through the eliminator, another qualifier, and reach the final and win it. Gotta find a way to turn this around. 81 for 8 after 12. Marco Jansen set the tone early with that hard new ball, and they're 2 wickets away. Matthew Hayden alongside me. Hitting it cleanly, Heros.
Yeah, that was a fantastic start. 12-6 for Bolt, 15 years. But he's having a day in this, well, it was the sun, now in the night lights here in Texas. He's playing well. It was a bit expensive with the ball. In fact, he's last two performances have been, and I've watched him in so much in T20 cricket, he's just a master, and he's been a little off song, so a little rear guard action with the bat's nice.
He does. I want to pick your brains about something Kieron Pollard mentioned at the end of the last game. He said he wants to keep trying. Obviously, the big problem for them, they're not getting the production of runs from their top order, from their local guys especially. From your experience when you're in teams with less experienced guys, how were you able, you and the coaching staff and the leadership group, how are you guys able to motivate to get maximum reward out of those local guys who are not as experienced?
Don't pick too hard, there's not many up there. Yeah, it's always when you're emerging. Shot, wonderful shot. Good skills, great timing. It's not all about the power hitting down the ground, it's also these deft touches. This is a superb reaction shot. Didn't panic, got himself in a lovely stable position and let the ball come nicely onto the bat. I sense with MI that it's very important that they get their batting order right. I was of the strong opinion earlier that you have your best and international players in that power play. In particular, if you choose to chase down runs, somehow you need to keep that run rate required under control, and I felt they missed a trick in terms of their batting order. Promoted players and demoted players like Nicholas Pooran and even Monak, who was terrific at number 4 the other evening. Got a really high-class 50. Sometimes you can get a bit too funky with T20 cricket. Just keep it simple, and that's how you get the maximum value for your playing roster. I'm sure you're going to have players that aren't quite as experienced as others. We've got a review, I think. Yes.
QB umpire director, we've got a run out review. Start with your best side on angle, please. Roll it through, keep rolling, bats on the ground, and the ball hits the stump, so I've got a decision for the big screen.
Home comfortably, Trent Bolt. Yeah, just to back up your point, Haydos, they've changed their opening combination specifically 3 times in 4 matches.
Now, if they were going to make a change, it should have been with their international players. That's my point. Brevis, high talent. Nicholas Pooran even can open. Will certainly not move from, below 3. So I think just strategically just needed to make a little bolder decisions with their international talent. Let that build upon their domestic talent. End of the 13th. And we've got all the 8s, 88 for 8.
He'll be a very happy man, Steve Smith, the way his team have gone about things in this tournament. First time he's taking over along with Ricky Ponting. Only unbeaten team in this year's Cognizant Major League 2024. Love the way he plays cricket. Always smiling, always having a good time.
He's a very interesting character. Supremely talented. He's almost off the spectrum, when it comes to his kind of mindset. Up in the air, surely will come to a close. Tricky into the night sky, but a good clean catch, which is just enhancing that smile on Steve Smith's face. They had a close one here in their first match, chasing a moderate total. But tonight, this is a very dominant performance.
Yeah, again, Glenn Maxwell in the wickets. He's been all season. A reliable option for Steve Smith, trying to hit against the spin. Trent Bolt. Cameo comes to an end. This has been domination from the Washington Freedom, and they're on their way to qualifying for the playoffs. Bolt gone for 16, 88 for 9. Isan Adil, final batter. Yeah, been a bit of a carambole there from Maxwell, but they really have to try to change things quickly. MI New York, they've got to find a way to win. Only one win, only 2 matches left after this. And that's it. The final nail in the coffin for MI New York. It's the second lowest total in Cognizant Major League Cricket. And a dominant performance by Steve Smith and his men put them into the playoffs, the first team to qualify in 2024.
Yeah, the Knight Riders were all out for 50 last year. This is the lowest total. The 8s, 88, and then all dismissed. Just 13 overs, plus a couple of balls. Started out with a pretty significant run rate required, but ended up poor. Let's have a look at this light show. It's lovely.
One of the new innovations of this ground here at Grand Prairie. Saw an excellent light show last year in the finals. There was drones as well. Much more to come this season in 2024, but it's celebrating what is a triumphant win for the Freedom, and it's been a triumphant season for them. The way that Steve Smith has led this group of men, remember, it's the first time captain and coach are taking charge of this team, but he's found a way to build a chemistry which has translated onto the field. They're going to be hard to beat, folks. And Jasdeep Singh straight in with a real impact today in that 11 with that new ball up front.
Yeah, talking about up front, they've got power, haven't they, up front? Travis Head again, 50-odd. Gauss, a good combination punch with Travis Head, 59. That was the killer partnership. And Rachin Ravindra as well, his 31 was really significant, just coming off 14 deliveries. Great strike rate of over 200, so lots of chemistry in terms of winning. You want to create a unit and a culture. It's best done so by getting points on the board.
And this was the final wicket. Glenn Maxwell, a couple of wickets for him. He'll take that. He's been in the wickets all season, been one of their better bowlers actually. He's a valuable threat in the middle overs. Look at how happy they are. They've really played some good cricket this season. First team to qualify, and they'll be hunting a top 2 spot as well. They're 1 win away from guaranteeing a top 2 spot. From Maxwell to Ferguson to Ravindra, who's come in recently, and then of course Smith and Head. Brilliant.
And that's all pleasing because it was out their key strike bowler as well. Not Travala. Not one of their top 6 scored more than 5 runs tonight. When it comes to batting cards, that's about as woeful as it gets. Only Romario Shepherd and Trent Bolt, not even a designated batter, were able to find a way through. Very strong bowling unit, must be said. Marco Janssen, we asked him that he had to have a big game, and he did. 2 wickets for 18 runs, great economy rate. Jaspreet, fantastic performance. Surely got to be up there in contention for man of the match as well.
So there's how things stand. 94-run victory for the Washington Freedom. Still unbeaten in this year's Cognizant Major League. They've been excellent. Let's go down to Darren Ganga.
Rachin Ravindra, congratulations on the victory. Let's start first with that batting, that flourish to the end of the innings. 31 runs. Talk us through what was going through your mind when you got to the crease.
Yeah, thanks. I guess it was just trying to build our partnership with Gaussy. He was obviously going well, so they bowled some good depth as well, bowling to that big boundary. So for us, it was just trying to take the options that we thought was comfortable, and in the end it worked out. But sometimes that's cricket. Some days you might not work it out, but luckily today it did.
We often see you opening the batting in T20 cricket. You batted at number 5. How would you interpret that opportunity, batting lower down the order and having to finish the innings?
yeah, I guess it's a slightly different role, but I think the beauty of this team, we've got so many world-class players in our team, so people can sort of switch in between, and I guess that's the way we play the game, left-hand, right-hand combinations, and lucky enough I was able to contribute today. I guess I'd like to continue being a versatile cricketer in the future, and hopefully I can keep building on that.
How challenging were the pitch conditions?
Yeah, they were definitely challenging. I think the cutters were definitely holding, and you saw in the second innings the way our bowlers bowled as well, bashing the wicket, getting swing and seam out of the surface. Showed it wasn't an easy wicket, and I think bowlers backed up the batting performance brilliantly.
Are you aware that you guys have qualified for the playoffs by courtesy of this win?
Yeah, I heard that just as we're walking off. That's
You performed today. All the very best.
cheers. Thank you very much.
He really is a young prospect for the future, Rachin Ravindra. Here's how things went then in this second innings. It all in for his first game of the tournament, just his second in Major League history. Bowled to a couple of his USA teammates. Jansen went across the right-hander a couple of times in that power play, Lexus power play, and then again use of the short ball to get Brevis. And after they were 25 for 5, MI New York in the power play, the wickets just continue to fall.
Well executed under pressure. Kyron Pollard of foot movement in the first match. That was 25-6 at that stage. Flat back and some really good clean hitting here. And then the Rashid Khan wicket. He did review, but was given out both on field and also from the box.
Next delivery, he had the final wicket of the innings, Isan Adil. And really was the icing on the cake for what was a dominant performance from the Washington Freedom. Still unbeaten this year, and the first team to qualify. Well done, Steve Smith. Well done, Ricky, to have a chance. They did finish 4th last year. He also be concerned about this second lowest total in Major League Cricket history. Ironically, the Knight Riders, it was against them last season right here in Dallas. They got dismantled for just 50. But MI New York need to turn it around fast. Edos.
Yeah, let's have a look here to see whether or not that all-important letter of the alphabet comes up against Freedom. And there it is, confirmation that Freedom are in that qualification. Perhaps even in the top 2, I would have thought. New York in that qualification, dropping down out of that 4. Even we all know the significance of finishing inside those 4. So they've got work to do, Nico, and it has to be done super fast. Inside those 4. So they've got work to do, Nico, and it has to be done super fast. Inside those 4. So they've got work to do.